Hello, I'm Kenji,
I'm Mariana Gonzalez.
and we are doing a presentation on prosthetics for piano. So to introduce you guys to our project, this essentially revolves around a prosthetic used for musical instruments, specifically keyboard instruments such as the piano. The concept originates from mallet percussion instruments such as marimbas, xylophones, vibraphones, glockenspiels, where the musician hits the percussion keyboard instrument with mallets. So essentially, we wanted to create a prosthetic that would revolve around this concept of mallets hitting a percussion instrument. So this prosthetic would essentially consist of two plastic surfaces, one that would be on the palm of the hand and one that would be on the knuckle, and it would be connected via Velcro, making it size adjustable, while the thumb would have its own plastic ring. The thumb muscle, the knuckle essentially for that, would have its own plastic ring that would have its socket as well as the knuckle part having a socket. So you'd have two different sections, one for the main part of the hand itself having a section opening for the mallet to be placed in, and another socket in the thumb. So essentially two mallets in the entire prosthetic for one hand. So as you can see a picture here are two instruments being compared, the piano and one of the vibraphones, I believe, and it shows you the difference in the size of the keys and how they were being played. So then we have essentially prototypes here.
So for to create a project, we did two prototypes. The first one was the drawing. We basically draw my hand on a paper, and we measured all my hand, all the size of my hand and my thumb, and then we started to use Fusion 3D to create the 3D model. And when we were creating the 3D model, then we realized that at first we wanted to create like one piece of it. Then we realized that creating two pieces and then connecting those two pieces with Velcro will make it adjustable. So that's what we did. And then for the thumb one, we left a slit open there. So it can be also adjustable for different sizes of the thumb knuckle. This is a screenshot of the 3D model, and the program that we use is Fusion 3D. And then on the bottom of the model, you can see the different parts that we use to finally get the 3D model.
So this is the final results of the 3D model being printed out, and it consists of the mallet, the ball, and the two platforms that we were discussing about earlier, connected via the Velcro at its full. And you can see it compared to the right with the mallets used for the percussive instruments. And you can see the size now as we scaled down the mallets for the piano keyboard and how they fit relative to the size of the keys in the keyboard. So here is an octave, and then it could go closer into smaller intervals, like a third.
So for the results, we can basically say that we fulfill our main goal, which was to create a prosthetic that can be used with used by people with hand disabilities to play piano or some percussion instruments. This prosthetic also had we wanted to reach three major properties that we did. So the three major properties were the ability to close and open to reach different intervals, the easy accessibility, and the prosthetic being size adjustable, as we just mentioned before.
So for future works and accommodations, our design right now is very minimalistic and simplistic. We could add mechanical devices such as sensors that could be added to allow more finger-like movement for the mallets, and essentially allow instant connection between muscle movement and of the wrist or the hand to activate the mallets to move. Smoother designs could be made, allowing to be more curved, and the pads that we're currently using the balls for could be more finger-like and allow it to be more accommodated for the piano and its dynamics. The prosthesis could also be expanded to other parts of the arm, not just the hand, If the hand was missing, could put it to the wrist. If the wrist was missing, maybe it could be put to the elbow. Just different variations that could be put into play.
So to conclude, we can say that by simply imitating the technique of mallet used for percussive instruments at a smaller scale, we have created a prosthetic that can be used for people with hand disabilities. And then by using 3D scanning and 3D printing uh, and using Velcro, we met our primary goal, which was providing a prosthetic that is simplistic, manageable, economical, and passively usable by many. So we wanted to recognize some people that helped us through the project. The first person is Luis Garcia, who is my dad's boss. He helped us to create the 3D model and the 3D printing. He does that as a hobby, so he basically guided us and explained us how to use the program Fusion 360, and then helped us to print the model. And then my dad, who is Gustavo Gonzalez, he assisted us on creating the mallet.
We have also Mr. Jaimes from the 3D printer lab, manager there, that helped us get ideas in creating and brainstorming for this prosthetic. And Kevin Von Kampen, the percussion ensemble director from the College of Music of USF, that showed us different techniques for mallet percussive instruments and allowed us to transpose it to the prosthetic itself. Here are references that we use to understand Fusion 360, inspirations from other prosthetics that revolved around instruments as well, and essentially all we needed to know for mallet percussion instruments and sites. Thank you for your time. If there's any questions, please ask.